The most common error we see in the deadlift is setup errors. Now in step 3, there's a misconception about bringing the shins to the bar. The third biggest mistake we see in here is lifters really not taking the time to set their back properly. The fourth big mistake we see in here is lifters trying to jerk the bar off the floor or yank it off the floor. And this could be because they're in a rush to get it going or just because they haven't taken the time to set their back. Now, the deadlift is a pull, obviously, but it actually starts with a push or knee extension to get the bar moving off the floor. If you get into the habit of trying to crank the bar off with your back, you're gonna see a couple telltale signs. First, the back's gonna round into flexion, obviously, but second, you're actually gonna hear that barbell click as you pull it off the floor. So what we see, lifters get set up, they've got their stance correct, grip, shin. Even if they set their back, they're gonna try to jerk that bar off the floor as if they're trying to pull it with their back. Now at heavy weights, for obvious reasons, this is not gonna go. What we tell our lifters here is that when it gets heavy, to think about actually pulling the bar a little bit slower off the floor. Cueing them to pull slower seems to take out their desire to jerk it off the floor quick. So again, grip, shins. What I don't want to do is pull with the back, but instead think about pulling slower. Squeeze the slack out of the bar. I'll hear that noticeable click that we all talk about. Set the back, click, and use knee extension or legs to push down off the floor. A good deadlift should be relatively quiet off the floor. Chest up, click, silent, set it down. That's how it should look. The last big mistake we see in here is the way the lifters put the barbell down after it's been pulled off the floor. Now, the way down, or the eccentric portion after the deadlift has been pulled, is the exact opposite of the way up. So what I'm talking about is that the top part of the deadlift finishes with hip extension. And the way down is breaking at the hips in the exact reverse of how you pulled it off the floor. What a lot of people tend to do is once that barbell is locked out, is they'll break at the knees first. And when they break at the knees first, the bar has to travel over and around the knees, and it ends up being put down ahead of midfoot. So what that would look like would be ideally a nice clean setup, grip, shins. We're gonna squeeze our chest up. We're gonna set our back tight, tight. And when they put it down, they're gonna break at the knees first. Bar goes over, around. 1, very unsafe for the low back. And 2, now the bar is significantly far ahead of midfoot. I either have to drop my hips, which most people will do, or I gotta keep pulling the bar back to get it where it should be in the first place. So think about putting the bar up and down in a straight line when you're pulling the deadlift. What I try to tell my lifters is to cue them to fix this problem once they've pulled the bar off the floor, is to have a look at their midfoot, to exactly where they want to put the barbell, and keep the knees frozen until the bar passes the knees. Once the bar passes the knees, then you can bend them down. You're in the exact same position where you started, and it saves energy during the pull. We hope this helps. The deadlift is hard enough as it is without making these unnecessary mistakes in your setup and your pull off the floor. If you'd like to learn how the barbell can transform your body and literally change your life, there's no better place to be than right here with us at Brussels Barbell. Strength matters. Find yours with us.